Last week on Pokemon Cooked League, the Turntanators could not handle the Jake Gambit's king getting repeatedly sucker punched while the Inner Beauty Bruxishs methodically whittled down the I Heart Iron Hands' resources. Can the Inner Beauty Bruxishs do it again, or will the Turntanators rain on his parade? Welcome to our final match of week 3. We have the Turntanators versus the Inner Beauty Bruxishs. I'm gonna be real. I don't remember the Turntanators having Surfetched. But it being a fighting type definitely has some advantages. The ability to be able to do super effective damage to Porygon 2, the Tinglu, and I'm gonna guess as dark cover. It probably gets a knockoff or something. With its coverage being able to rain good damage on the Spectrier and Latios is a pretty nice thing to have. The what's it called? I also think the Slowbro is in a pretty good spot here. I actually don't know how sure that is. It is very bulky, so and the ability with Regenerator can be very helpful to like eat up some like attacks that may not kill it. But then I just thought like I just realized like, huh, it's half to weak this team here, weak up to half the team here. See, I think Rillaboom on the other side is in a pretty good spot here. You do have to worry about the Pelipper with the super effective Stab Hurricane, but I do like it just for the grass typing, being able to take water type moves fairly well, and not only that, just be able to have some sort of priority like a Grassy Glide or a Fake Out can be very useful for a Dracovish. And we saw that priority be really useful against Dracovish with the Sucker Punch from the Jake Gambits last week. I'm thinking of leads. I don't mind leading Pelipper at all here. None of these mons look like they can change weather that easily. They have to like manually do it. And something that can help support the Pelipper. Maybe something that would do well against something like the Latios, because that gets Thunderbolt, and I don't want that to get Thunderbolt and one-shotted. So maybe something like the Glalie could be nice with it, or maybe maybe just our Chaladon, just for the fact that it did okay against. It can live a Draco with its Steel type, making neutral, and can just throw a Draco back at the Latios. On the other side, I don't mind leading Porygon 2 here, honestly. Also get Thunderbolt, get some good coverage. And you can like you can do something with like Rillaboom to like get up an early Trick Room if you want to. Slowbro and Slowking. This is King, right? Slowking can also take advantage of the Trick Room, but it's not really an offensive monster, so like it going first is not the biggest deal in the world, I would think. All right, let's get this started. All right, tracing Scrappy here. I'm trying to think like what abilities are even like that good for you to trace on the other team. There's Moody on Glalie, which can be scary. Let's see, Pelipper's Drizzle is not good. Scrappy is pretty useless. Our child on Stamina can be good, and Vicious Ren. No, this is just strong dose. That's the move. I would not say is that good. So the abilities that you actually want are like Regenerator and Moody. Like half the abilities I consider like that could be useful / are useful. I am wondering if something like with Download might have been better here, or Analytic, but with the ability to set Trick Room, maybe didn't want that. I don't know. Maybe it's all kind of hindsight. Keldeo is definitely not. Neither of these mods are a particularly great spot. Both weak to stab moves of the mons are actually in front of them, so that's always tricky. And I don't know if Surf Edge gets knockoff, but if it does, that's like the safest quick ever in a Porygon 2, and I would quick that every single time without thinking, honestly. So, yeah, this is definitely an awkward spot. I wonder how they pilot this, the, Inner Beauty Bruxishs. All right, we're setting up Trick Room ourselves. Which is definitely interesting here. Um, Probably just wants to try to find a way to weaken. I mean, like it definitely has some benefits here. Porygon 2, protect yourself, weak to another potential knockoff. Um, and like there's still good switch-ins for knockoff. I mean, there is, but like then you're throwing out the Tinglu out there, and not only you're knocking off leftovers, like and now leftovers definitely can come in comes in handy with just how bulky it is. Assuming it is leftovers, which we saw last time, you are just switching into like a potential close combat next turn. So like this could be like a pretty easy pin where like you can like knock off and like scald or something, and like that does good damage to basically everything there. And the one thing that can take it fairly well is like the Rillaboom, but then you're losing its item and it has a chance to burn. And like, you know, Rillaboom getting burned just makes it like a shell to form itself on. So I like doubling this Oregon 2 slot, and it's like, I don't know. I don't really, it seems very tricky to get out of that pin. Like you may just have to like dude, losing Eviolate's so bad, I don't want to do it. Maybe you just have to risk Skullbird on Rillaboom. It may very just have to be that way. And the Keldeo doesn't feel great either. The fact that it's Mentor makes me think this Slowking probably... He may not have as much offensiveness, just trying to do as much status stuff as possible. So yeah, this is definitely not a good start for the Bruxishs here. All right, we're yarning. Okay, we were able to taunt a second time. The thing with taunting Slowking is that there is definitely a little bit less value to it than usual, in my opinion. And the reason for that is that since it has Regenerator, it's just like, yeah, you can start bullying that slot because you know it can't protect. Or you could like, but like if you start bullying the slot, it gets a lot of its health back on like Regenerators. Like now you're like in a spot, like in this weird 50-50. It's like, do I want to start attacking the slot or not? But yeah. The Keldeo getting yawned. I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't think the Keldeo was in that great of a spot to begin with. And I think now is a pretty good time to now I don't want this to fall asleep. I think bringing something either like the Tinglu or like the Rillaboom is nice. I think I don't want to bring the Spectre just yet. You have to deal with like one too many turns of Trick Room. So like, I don't know, if you like have like Assault Vest Rillaboom, I wouldn't mind like doing like you do like a turn where you set it out, then you do like a U-turn turn, and the last turn you like double protect or something. Like I wouldn't mind doing something like that. But you have to be wary about the a Choice Scarf Dracovish coming in when the Trick Room ends. So this is definitely definitely a lot of work to get through to do like this speed control carousel. Alright, we're setting the Dracovish now, which is definitely an interesting move here. And usually wants to be Choice Scarf, but if you're bringing in this early, I can't imagine you are Choice Scarf, because then you're leaving it wide open for it to just get doubled here. But it's not something like Room Service. So definitely a tough spot to bring in this Dracovish. And what it's just something that I should have brought up is that like this P2 also is Trick Room. You can like turn off the opposing Trick Room like in a spot where whenever you feel like it. If you think it's beneficial to you to do so. It's a lot tougher with the Surfetch in a way. Okay, so we got 2 turns to Trick Room left. I'm like, I want to call out the Dracovish protect slash switches and like not ignore that slot, but you just, I mean, you can do that because Dracovish doesn't care as long as you're just like someone else is attacking first. So maybe you can, but like, I don't know, if it's banded, then like I don't want to ignore it either. Like I don't think it's that either. Okay. Decided to take it really slow. Overprotecting is a little tough here. We do see that the see that the Dracovish is not like slower than the Surf Edge, which is expected here. We do see the Vicious Rend, and we do see the Terror Dark knockoff here. Definitely, if this Porygon 2 could just do it just is just barely not doing enough damage to threaten Oko with another Tri Attack, which make this awkward. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see, like, I want to try to get this Rillaboom out, I think, to take like a knockoff, and then like the Porygon 2 can like, I don't know, just like Tri Attack, and then like you can get ready to set out the Fake Out train, because, and then like next turn you can like, it's like multiple turns of pivoting, which is super slow, but like maybe it has to get done where like, okay, I send in the Rillaboom, do some Fake Out stuff, and then send in the Spectrier, and as that's happening, to put this in a better position where it's the fastest mon, and start getting work done. Oh, we're doing ally switch. We are evil maxing. Wow, I did a lot for abandoned mon. All right, we do get a Thunder Wave off. This is a very, very good Thunder Wave. Makes Vicious Rend like seem kind of like basically never trigger here. Even without the Eviolite and the Terror Dark knock, I mean it's a Terror Dark knockoff. Fun about knockoff against Porygon 2 is that you click knockoff to remove the Eviolite, do more damage. You're like, damn. And then you're like doing the same amount of damage again because the Eviolite's knocked off, or you're losing the power boost from the knockoff from having an item. Alright, so the Trick Room's is finally over. And I think the Porygon 2 has mostly done its job, where it's helped you survive hits, tank through the Trick Room. And because the Latios is able to actually start getting work done. The Porygon 2 still has a chance to do like one final hit here. It can like, you know, Tri Attack the Dracovish, do some chip to it, and like the Latios can like start trying to take out the Surfetched. Unfortunately, because it's Terra Dark, it seems like the only way you can probably KO it is like probably a Draco Meteor you have, which I'm assuming. Except like maybe if you have Dragon Pulse, it's enough. Yeah, Dragon Pulse is probably enough, but I'd imagine it's a Draco Meteor. Oh, or Aura Sphere. Alright. So we do learn some information about the moveset. We do know every move but one on the Latios. I have to imagine it's another attack as the last move. So I'm guessing it's Aura Sphere Draco. Let's see. And we also know 3 out of the 4 attacks on the P2. I would guess the last move is Recover. It could be Trick Room technically, but losing out on Recover is pretty rough here. Because the Surfetch just attack. Protect. It probably is not protecting again here. But man, I don't want to deal with another Trick Room, especially because you just paralyzed the Dracovish. Because now that becomes an issue. Shepherd, you still got the Rillaboom in the back, the match priority moves against it, so maybe you can find a way around it. But it's definitely gets dicey here. But I don't think you have the firepower to KO a Slowking here. So Yeah, I think the Slowking just kind of has to do it again. And, like, I don't know, or, like, are you trying to chip this down, or are you just trying to save this, killing this mon for, like, last? Because, like, every time you do, a decent amount of time you do chip to it, you're just getting a lot of it back, so not a good feeling. So maybe you just want to double the Surf Edge slot. And I think Trick Room is a pretty good spot now. It's like, how much do you value the Surf Edge right now? I don't know, like, you can just send something like the Pelipper if you want to start to get the rain going. It'll take like or Spear fairly well, and the it'll probably it can live both an Aura Spear and a Tri Attack fairly easily. The Latios just goes for a hard Draco and a Tri Attack. That's not the worst thing ever either, because you know it has its special attack, and I don't know, maybe Pelipper does live it depending on how you EV this, and because the Latios is like looks more supportive, I wouldn't be surprised if Latios missed out on some firepower just to get this stuff going. Yep, it does. The combination of these two attacks just do a bit less than half. We do Ice Beam here. Honestly would have thought the Trick Room's coming out, but we do live. No freeze, and man, you're just doing a lot. This Porygon 2 is just doing just barely not enough damage to be threatening these KOs, man. Now the let's see. If the Latios' last move was Draco Meteor would do Aura Spear is basically 40 base power, and the Draco Meteor is essentially like 195 base power. So it's doing over 4 times as much. Like 4.5 it. Somewhere between 4 and 5 times as much, so a Draco Meteor, if it connects, would be able to KO the Pelipper. The Latios being so low. Man, I just don't want this, I don't want Trick Room to get set up, but I also don't want, like, Ice Beam to get, this Latios to, like, die. Like, this is just an awkward spot here. Or, like, maybe it's a good time to, like, I think it's a good time to ally switch here, because I don't want this to take an attack. I don't want a Trick Room to get set up for a second time here. And try to Draco the Pelipper. I think if the Porygon 2 takes the hit, I think that's completely fine. And I don't know, I'm probably protecting Trick Rooming here. I think that's your best play. You got 2 fairly sold mons, and yeah, the P2 is slower than Pelipper, probably, but like that's fine. The P2 is so low, it's not that offensively threatening that I think you can live with that going first, especially because it doesn't look like it has ways to like heal itself back up, probably. All right, so we unfortunately got the worst of both worlds. Yeah, this is. I mean, I'm also just making the assumption that Latios' last move is Draco Meteor, so it's a bit of an unfair assumption. But the Muddy Water is a good call here, because that does deal with ally switch shenanigans. But now we have the Trick Room back up, and now I have to do this dance again with a Dracovish that is now paralyzed, which means it is. Unless it's Scarf, which I doubt it is because he brought it in during Trick Room. It's probably going to be slower than everything besides the priority moves. So this Dracovish I'm very scared of if he could get positioned correctly. Cinderella Boom. Makes sense to me. Got 2 grass. You got a grass type against 2 water types. Got priority to mess with Trick Room. You can try to Grassy Glide to a type of KO on the Slowking. But I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if it switches here, but like I don't want to like take a Psychic from this. Like I do think I want to try to catch the Slipping, and I do want this Latios to still be alive. I think it just having one final speed check at the end, because it will be the fastest mon in the field, I think is worth it. So I think you got to keep the Preserve and switch into like maybe like the Spectria or something. Keldio's, maybe it's the maybe it's Keldeo because you can take advantage of the rain, and if you try to Grassy Glide the Slow King here, it either switches out and you're fine, or the Grassy Glide lands and KOs, and then you don't have to worry about the Psychic type anymore. So I like doing that, actually. And man, you can see the leftovers chip in coming in huge already, barely being able to live a knockoff, and that did a lot of damage. And so did that Hurricane, making me think it's not that. I think Rillaboom would take a Hurricane a little bit better. Maybe it's not making. I don't think it's Assault Vest. But no, it has to be. There's no way it survives a stab Hurricane, I would think. But yeah, it's low enough to a priority move can get the KO here. All right, and we do have Moody, who's an oh boy. 2.5 times defense is definitely scary here. Losing a special defense stat is completely like a non-issue, at least for right now, because there's no special attackers on the field. But it definitely can come up to be a problem. No, we see the Keldeo in the back. Now it definitely just blows up to a fighting type move. Gladios can like maybe snipe it off with like a -1 defense, special defense, or a spear, and we still have the Spectria. So, double defense is definitely way more of a positive than a negative right now. And we have the Terra Poison again on this Latios. And we do have Ice Spinner getting rid of the terrain. And we just said, get this Glalie out of here with the Whirlwind. And we send out their Chaladon, which is honestly maybe one of the better mons to get sent out here. The Tinglu obviously threatens it with an Earthquake or some ground type move. And you can get a clean switch into whatever you want. Our Chaladon, decent chance to be Assault Fast, so you can try to just double a target this. Maybe just sending the Rillaboom back in. You can like try to peck off this Pelipper with a Grassy Glide, and the Tinglu can start whittling this Pelipper down. It's the only, yeah. Or else the Pelipper is able to act before the other things. Or you can like, well no, then you get Electroshock, so you can't do that. I'm like, oh, you can send in Keldeo. That's a terrible idea. You get +1 Electroshock and die. So I think Rillaboom's your best option here. Yeah, so this is about as safe of a Grassy Glide as you can possibly get. Worst case scenario, like something else takes it, but that's not the end of the world. And this Tinglu has to start getting started. You have to start getting it started against knocking out this Tinglu before things get ugly with the spamming electro shots and it just becomes like an invincible wall of taking hits. So you got to start making the progress on this one fast. If you have Ruination, it's a safe thing to click because I don't think that increases its defense. I don't think it does, so that's definitely a neat feature. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if it just becomes a Terra target because it looks like so valuable here. Okay, we Whirlwind again. And we get the Surf Etched. Because of the Terra Poison, it's not in a good spot against the Tinglu. And we can see just the power of just a terrain boosted Grassy Glide. It being a neutral hit, still doing over half against a frail Dracovish. And with its priority, you can just click it again to knock out the Rillaboom. being able to not have to worry about the reverse speeds and Trick Room. The Surfetch definitely, the thing is, the Surfetch is not a bad mon to be brought out right now. It is brought out in Trick Room, so it can definitely do something. I don't know if the Tinglu has an easy way to do 60-ish% to it. Maybe it does, but like, what's the strongest move? Stomping Tantrum? Like, that can't be. Like, I don't think it's enough. That space power is just way too low. I would think. I don't know Surfetch's stats because this mon is not even in Gen 9. It's not even a good mon. Okay, yeah, we need to do a little bit more anyways. Quick guard. Oh, that's a huge quick guard here. Forgot that's a move. And that makes the Dracovish stay safe. That is a huge Vicious Rend. And we're rock siding. That's evil. So we see the turn order. We do see that the paralyzed Dracovish is has a lower speed than Tinglu, which is expected here. Trick Room is in fact expiring. Now the Rillaboom doesn't have to go for our priority moves right now. It can just like quick Wood Hammer, like click like knock off or something to get rid of this Tinglu, and like to get rid of this Dracovish, and the Tinglu can do whatever. Yeah, that was a lot of chip that I didn't want to take though, but because of the grassy terrain, you're getting a decent amount of it back. Yeah, it's already back to half, so if you can like KO both monsters turn safely, and you're back up to 62, and then like you're feeling kind of good about it. Just 12 the Tinglu being so bulky, and the leftovers plus the grassy terrain, it adds up so quickly, and it becomes so obnoxious. Oh, that Stomping Tantrum did nothing. Does Stomping Tantrum do less damage in grassy terrain? Maybe. I don't know. I know Earthquake and Bulldoze does. If it does, that is a huge, huge oversight. Can't imagine a Dracovish taking a move that well ever. Justified the most useless ability of all time because it's on Keldeo. Because that makes it so... Oh no, its attack got better. Oh no. Yeah, but, Oh yeah, I was talking about Terras when the Surfetch Terra looked so early. But Tinglu is down to 18, but now it's going to be back up to 30. And this is a pretty good chance for an easy double KO with the... it's double attacking you, like Stomping Tantrum plus, like... or Spear. Whatever fighting type movie this thing gets. It's the Secret Sword. Something like that. And then, like, the Tinglu is, with its dark typing, definitely still is in a pretty decent spot. So, like, sending the Slow King is, like, not a favorable thing at all. And the Surfetch is, like, not even that useful, I'd argue, anymore. Okay, we're sacking Pelipper. Makes sense here. You get the range still. Why are we vacuum waving? There's no way that's your... What are you trying to pick off here? I can't be right. Like, how is, like, not double attack just better here? Like, okay, the Stomping Tantrum did 26, so it's gonna KO the Dracovish. And, like, a Vacuum Wave, or a fighting type move is just gonna KO the Surfetch. So I, like, don't get this play. I really do not. And, like, I don't think the Dracovish... I mean... I don't know. I don't know about that one. Also, just clicking Vacuum Wave in general is, like, kind of, like... an insane thing to... Oh, I guess what you're... Okay. But no, if it does that, that doesn't work either. I'm like, oh, what if it quick guards? That's fine, because if you quick guard something, the Tinglu is KOing the Dracovish with Stomping Tantrum anyways. Okay, well, the Tinglu's getting even more chip heal back. Keldio's getting pretty healthy. Okay, this time for sure you get a double KO, right? Like, this is an easy double KO. Like, I don't even think he expected the Pelipper to live. Hidden Power. That's pretty interesting, and I also wouldn't reveal that information because it's Hidden Power Electric. I would have to imagine it's either Rock or Electric. Let's see, Rock being particularly great here. Okay, so no. Okay, so the Dracovish is a bit faster. And then you could have just vacuumed. I don't know. Whatever. Why are we whirlwinding? Why are we whirlwinding? Why aren't we killing this Dracovish? What is the point of this? Just take your KOs. Like, oh, it's gonna switch to like a random mon, like one that he already had a coin flip's odds of extending out to begin with, and now he just has another sack for later. I really am confused by this. Whatever, the Tinglu's getting so much chip heal again. Grassy turn. We got double defense again with only his minus special attack. Unfortunately, you have to deal with the Keldeo with its maybe it doesn't have Secret Sword. Maybe it just has like its last move's a Hydro Pump or something to take advantage of the rain. I don't know. Now you have to play this game of which mon's like protecting or not. Because I don't want to deal with Trick Room. Because of the Glalie protects, then you want to taunt the Aurelia. You can. I think you just. But like, what if the Keldeo protects? But like, your moveset is taunt, vacuum wave, hidden power, protect. Like, you just don't have like a strong, consistent stab move. Like, that sounds like that can't be right. But, like, I'm probably just doubling the Keldeo. Maybe. Now I'm protected with Glalie, and like, if your last move's like Psychic, that would be really nice here. But I'm not sure if it is. It might be. I guess we'll see. Oh, yeah, we're physical Glalie, so I was like more worried with Glalie getting the KO, so I was worried about Freeze Fire, but that's not showing up here. That's going to eat both of those very easily. And we're whirlwinding again. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. And now you've successfully put on let a much scarier mon on the field in the rain, so have fun with that. At least you can whirlwind its special attack boost, but like, man, this Tinglu is just kind of just sitting there. Like, gosh, it's turned 17 already, and there's still 9 mons total. Yep, that was a pretty easy call. Stomping Tantrum for not a lot. And I'm also kind of surprised we're Stomping Tantrum this and not the Arch out on. Oh, that's switched. Okay, that makes more sense. Alright. Electro Shot into the Keldeo slot is fairly safe. Worst case scenario, like a Rillaboom takes a +2 Electro Shot. Not fun. So I don't mind doing that. And I'm just doubling this Keldeo slot. Something's gonna die if that happens, which sounds good to me. So I also want this Keldeo dead. And judging by and now that we know its last move is protected, this mon's just not an offensive threat at all. It's like maybe you should let this Keldeo die. I think it's
and then you blow up.
Oh, we brought the boom. And we did count. Now, gosh, if this thing clicks whirl one more time, I'm going to crash out. Alright. I guess the question is, you're just kind of hope. I mean, the Spectre is not in a good spot here because the special attack's getting lowered because of the Tinglu. And you do know a knockoff is that surely a knockoff is imminent. I think now's a good time to protect Trick Room here. We know the Tinglu doesn't have Taunt. Oh, the thing is, if it... I mean, if it whirlwinds Slow King, like, that's, like, not a terrible deal, I guess. But yeah, I want to protect Trick Room here. Just so, like, Spectre doesn't, like... The Tinglu doesn't chip to something and makes, like, a Shadow Ball, like, a coverage move KO. Something like that. There's definitely some risk to it, but I don't think the risk of it's too great. I think you'll be able to position yourself either way if you get this Trick Room off. Oh, we're just going for flinches at this point. Are we going to get one? No. Okay, we are going to get the Trick Room off. So now we have to play, 5 turns in Trick Room. Which I don't know the Spectre can do, because this Terror Dark knockoff surely does, like, so much. You're going to have to get double Brute-Hex here, I would imagine. Honestly, at this point, I'm not even attacking the Tinglu. I'm making sure this Spectre dies. Because if the Spectre dies, I feel very confident that, like, a combination of, like... I feel like Tinglu can, like, win this game. I mean, the Archaeodon can, like, win the rest of the game by myself looking at this Tinglu's moveset. And looking just, like, Rillaboom in general as a Mon. Like, yeah, maybe it has, like, something like a high horsepower, but I think that's fine. I want to make sure this thing dies, and which is what the which is happening here, and that is going to get the KO. Oh, so that makes it even better because of the Focus Sash, but yeah, I don't think Rillaboom plus a Mon that doesn't really have real attacks is really going to get there. Okay, also trying to play not just Ice Beaming, successfully playing the Quick Card Mind games. I was like, oh, I should, like, I think I would just Grass Glide here to get the KO, but I just have to play around Quick Guard. So he was able to get some extra damage off and gets a double here. Oh, you were Bandit. Oh, wow. That Rillaboom just ate a Hurricane just like that. And no wonder why the mons were taking so much, but that's finally going to do it. A very, very slow game. And one where I have many questions about the amount of whirlwinds being clicked, but congrats to the Turntanators for getting a win on the board, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.